I got mad. He's like, what do you think? He was like, yo, you're mad? Yo, like, whoa.
You know that meme, that dude.
Welcome to episode number 4. Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm your host, Carlos. We got Ronnie Snow, aka Aaron, in the building. We got James, aka James, in the building. But without further ado, man, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I was listening to, what is it called? Meet the Grams the other day.
Yeah, I remember like when it dropped, I thought it was like I didn't buy it was real at first. How like just seeing like the headlines or whatever. I was like, oh no, it's probably
Right.
like AI or something. And then like as I saw like it was like real and everything, I was like, oh shit, because I feel like for a while now, people kind of just or artists kind of just have done like subliminals and like subtle little disses and stuff, and they start going at each other direct.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it started with, it was like J. Cole and Drake had that one song, and then J. Cole was trying to kind of like give props to, like, the three bigs of the game, that being Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. But then Kendrick came and he's like, nah, there's no big three, right? And then he came out with
Right?
the
Yeah,
Metro.
Right. No, I think for sure
which was a great album
the beef.
too.
Yeah,
Was.
sure was. I was gonna say the beef was a long-standing beef for a while, especially like for Kendrick, bro. I don't know what it's been. He's been beefing with him for actually a really long time. I think like he has sent shots before. There was a really slept on album out there, Dr. Dre's Compton album. It came out for the movie Straight Outta Compton, and he dissed. Yeah, there was a diss on there. I forgot what song was it. It was not Deep Water. I can't remember what it was called. But there was a song on there where Kendrick was beefing with Drake. And it all stems from him doing that really infamous verse on Control with Big Sean.
Mm.
He called out everybody by name. It's been like that ever since. So you know what I mean. So that beef, I forgot
Yeah.
there was something that caused a rift between them. I don't really know too much about the deep personal stuff, but I just know Kendrick's been kind of throwing subliminals at him for a fat minute. I think if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken, Damn was almost like the whole Damn album. Actually, it's like entirety is a diss in itself because it's supposed to run like a mixtape. That's why I like how it sounds. How it sounds. You got like a DJ or whatever in there, and it was kind of pointing out the fact that how Drake said like his mixtape how if you're reading this is too late was a mixtape and it became an album so he can get out of his deal and it was so popular because it was so good. And like he was
Mm-hmm.
basically saying like they sell my mixtapes as albums and they're that good. That's kind of like what Kendrick was doing with Damn. Was kind of like a be like, hey, I
Mm-hmm.
can do the same thing, like a mixtape, and it sounds good, and I got all this good stuff in there. But yeah, Damn was more of a direct diss to Big Sean and Drake more than anything. So this beef it's been brewing for a while. He's just been waiting for Drake to say
Yep.
something slick. That's literally what it was.
Yeah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
almost upset that J. Cole didn't get involved in that. But then I was looking at the 7-minute freestyle when, and then one of the comments, someone actually made a really good point where it was like, oh, J. Cole thought it was just friendly competition. Like he just wanted a sparring match between like him and his friends,
Mhm.
like, to kind of like sharpen each other's blades. But then he realized that like these guys really don't like each other. So then that's when he's like, you know what? Let me step
Mhm.
back, let them do their thing.
Mhm.
But I can only imagine, man, if J. Cole actually got involved, like what that
Yeah.
would have been, what we would have gotten.
Right. No, for real. Again, actually, to bring up about the control verse, I don't know if you remember when Kendrick did this control verse, how all these rappers have response tracks to him. Everybody was trying to
Oh
get back
yeah.
Yeah.
at him. Like everybody was trying to do that because that what was it? Justin Timberlake had a song called TKO. He had a remix come out and he had J. Cole on it, and literally on on the J. Cole's verse, it was his response to the Control verse, which was more of him joking, which is funny. Like he could tell that he's never taken that serious. Like he lighthearted, it was a joke. Like I can't remember like bar for bar how it went down, but how it went basically was the diss was like, he was on the TKO remix. He was talking about how him and his girl, or he heard his girl's phone, and her phone, she was getting a phone call, and the ringtone was the control verse, and he was hella butthurt because he was just like, damn, like he was like, so like, yeah, no, like
That's
Cole
crazy.
always been lighthearted. He's real for that. So
Yeah.
definitely, like you said, it was friendly competition. That's what he wanted, but he realized there was a
Yeah.
long-standing beef, and he doesn't want to get into it because he has a good relationship with both Kendrick and
Hmm.
Drake, and rightfully so. So like, he's like, I just don't want to get into it if y'all really don't like each other. I'm not picking sides, like. I'm not doing none of that mess, but it was fun for a little bit. You could tell he likes to buzz people chops when it comes to like rapping and all that, but like that's just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're on the topic of diss tracks, what, in your opinion, what do you think is the most like the one that when you heard it, you were like, you had to take your headphones off, drop them on the car, you're like, man, I can't believe that I just heard what I heard. There's been some good ones out there, like of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What's one or two that come to your head?
I know for me it's got to be Nas's Ether because the beat is so horrendous. The hook is crazy.
Hmm.
Like when I hear Takeover, because I listen to the Blueprint every so often, but when I hear Takeover, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, this is crazy. But then I immediately gotta go to Ether, and I'm like, nah. I always get that sensation of like, nah, he washed Jay. Just because
Yeah.
again the beat, the hook is so crazy. I think that one stands out to me the most. Other than that, I don't off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I know for sure Ether is like number one to
Yeah.
me at least.
Ether Ether is amazing. That's a historical rap song right there. That joint is fire. Yeah,
Which
he
I
he
didn't realize
cooked.
it took so long for him to respond
Yeah.
to Hove.
Yeah. Their beef is funny, bro. I love their beef. I love that like they kind of
Yeah.
keep the beef going. Are they like they're not really like they're like we're too old for like beef, but like their beef is there. Like Jay-Z's like let me drop a song out of nowhere, so let me watch you real quick. love that though. I was gonna say they cool though.
Yeah.
They're really. But yeah, no, Ether's legendary album right there, or legendary diss track. Like you said, instrumental, bro,
Mhm.
is iconic. You identify what it is, like you know what it is
Mhm.
right when you hear it. For
Mhm.
surely. For me, I have like I say, in my opinion, are probably like my favorites, like because they're kind of like it's just in their own way they hit different. I'll say No Vaseline by Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
No Vaseline, his diss to NWA, because he got on them
Mhm.
bad. He ragged them bad because he did write most of like all their stuff, like everybody's stuff. So he ragged them bad. Like it showed that he
Mhm.
could out rap them. And I think it's more because of after he was done dissing them, he went ahead and had his own rap career that was just it worked. It worked good. In the 90s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice Cube was like that. Absolutely. So you got that No Warning by Eminem, the diss track to Mariah Carey. It's another one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Which is
That
hella
was one
funny
of
when you
my
think
top
about it in
three.
hindsight.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was. It was mad funny, bro. It's because people crack up or they'd be like, "Oh, Mariah won because her song was popular." I was like, "Cause she's a pop singer. It was supposed to be popular, regardless if it was a diss track or not. It was gonna be popular. It was
Yeah.
gonna get radio spin." Eminem was cooking her, bro. He was cooking her bad,
Absolutely.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
dog, dumbest thing you could do is mess with prime Eminem when it
Yeah.
comes to rap beef. Yeah, can't mess with him.
Right.
And then I think number three is Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar. Like I know people love Not Like Us, but Euphoria
Mm.
probably was the biggest release of anger I've ever heard on an album or a song in my life. Like,
Yeah.
dude was hot, bro. You could tell he was hot in the studio. Literally, he yelled out. He was like, "What is it, the braids?" Like, bro was, bro was cooking, bro. Bro. No, man,
I can just
definitely.
imagine like his producer like taking off the headphones and be like, "Yo, Kendrick, like you want to run the one back?" And Kendrick's like, "No, keep it going. I said what I said."
No, for real, that's what I was saying. Like, I knew it was funny because they said that he was going. I guess there was a 15-minute version of that song, and they had to cut it down to
You're
7. I was like, I'm
lying.
pretty sure he got crazy. He got
Damn.
extra minutes, bro. 15
Isn't it
minutes
already like
straight
8
of
minutes long?
anger. Yes, bro. 15 minutes
Oh
of
my
being angry,
god.
bro. Yes,
That's
nah.
insane. I didn't know that it was 15 minutes long. That's crazy. Yeah, because when I heard it, I was like, man, this is already long. But now knowing that they only like cut it a little bit just to be, to salvage my man Drake, man, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, bro.
Um,
Dog, yeah. Yeah. What about you, Carlos?
for me, bro, I definitely, like I said, I have the warning on there just because
Hmm.
when I first heard that song, like I know that Eminem and Nick Cannon had beef because of like Mariah.
Hmm.
But I think I don't know if that's how it started, but I remember I was in high school at the time and I was with my girlfriend's parents and her mom I don't know how we got on the topic, but we were talking about Eminem. And then she asked me, she was like, "Oh, have you heard the diss track about him and Mariah Carey?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know that existed." And she
Hmm.
played it for us. And mind you, we were like on our way to dinner, so like the whole family's in the car and like to hear like these obscenities of like what Drake or not Drake,
Yeah.
what Eminem was saying, I'm sitting there like, yo, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Right.
So yeah, that one for sure is my number one. Number two is bro, hit him up, Tupac.
Ooh, yeah.
The way he starts that, I know it was personal,
Wow.
man. And that's
Hmm.
just one of the top five diss tracks of all time. If Hit 'Em Up isn't on there, man. And
Yeah.
then I think I don't want to say, bro. I know this man gets a lot of hate because of like whatever, but I think Rap Devil was pretty cool. Like I've never heard MGK rap the way he did when he was coming at Eminem. Now being,
Hmm.
taken into account that Eminem responded and completely like ended and made him turn into rock music. Um, I thought Rap Devil was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Rap
that they
Devil
were
was cool.
beefing.
Yeah, it was cool
Yeah,
because he was low key cooking until Eminem responded. That's really the truth. Like you said,
yeah,
like he was cooking because it was a good diss track. But then when Eminem
Yeah.
came back, you're like, oh shit, fine. Well, that was fun while that lasted. It was kind of like
hmm
it's kind of like how I felt when what's it called when Drake dropped his diss track on Pusha T and then Pusha T came
Oh, I
back with
forgot
the
about
Mm,
story
that.
of Diddy. He
yeah.
exposed, bro. He exposed way too much. I was like, all right, well that was fun while that lasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I was like, well now he's getting on this man's producer who's a cripple, which ain't even fair. I was like, that man's handicapped, bro. That's not fair. Like, I was like, all right. I was like, all right, this isn't even like fun dissing anymore. He's absolutely just being mean. So like, there was a difference. I was like, there's a difference, bro. Like, but and I know Drake probably has something in the chamber because a lot of that information that Pusha got was because of Kanye, and it was going to be more directed towards Kanye, but clearly they settled, or he just ended up not dropping it and let it go. So we'll never know how that was going to
Mhm.
go. But you know, I was like,
Yeah,
dang, man.
man. That's exactly what James and I were talking about yesterday because we were talking about Iceman and I saw that academics posted like a tweet or something saying that Iceman is closer than you think or something or it's like on the way. And then James and I were saying like, oh, like what do you want from this album? And me personally, like we kind of agreed on the same thing. We were saying that like we both want to have or I forgot what James, you asked me something. I can't remember what you asked me specifically about the
uh,
album.
it, it was like, what kind of content do you want from it? Like party music or something that's like a little more
Oh yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, like some food for thought type of music, or me even like self reflection on, his years in the game.
That's what I was thinking. I kind of want it to be a little bit of both. I'm not gonna lie, because with us being this close to summertime, I kind of want some party hits. Like I want some like views, like controller type of songs, or like also
Mm-hmm.
want like if you're reading this is too late, where he has some like bars, and I want a mixture of it too, but at the same time, like this is the first album he dropped since the beef, so I kind of want to hear what he has to say, like what his rebuttals are, if he decides
Mm.
to clap back. Um, and then yeah, like James was saying, bro, like almost running the game for 2 decades. Because you can say what you want about Drake, man, but numbers are not gonna lie. You can sit here and look at the top billboards, the top, you know, albums sold, whatever. Like Drake, you're gonna find Drake's name in those categories. And like, sorry if I'm glazing, bro, but like that's just the facts.
For real. No, for real. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know, man. For Iceman, I have a feeling we're gonna get a good mix of. I think we're gonna get a couple bangers, of course, to keep the hype up. I was gonna say, I think there was a song he had with Yeet that's supposed to be on there, so I think we're gonna get something like that, something good for the summer, and then I think we're gonna get quite a bit of him more self-reflecting. He's getting older in his years, so it'd probably be best for him
Yeah.
to, talk about that. He's a dad now. I mean, you know what I mean? Like we need.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what he got to say about that. And not even so much, I guess, sparking that beef with Kendrick again, because. I just think more of just he just needs to get that. He just needs to get back into his bag of like basically acting like nothing really happened with the with the
Mm.
beef
Yeah.
because I
Just move
I'm
forward.
not gonna say yeah, I don't want to say he got like absolutely torched because I was gonna say yeah, like Kendrick came in hot with a lot of things and had things to say or whatever, but I was gonna say Drake was holding his own on top of the fact that he also was rap battling quite a few other people as well. Like he had to respond to quite a few other folks on top of Kendrick. Kendrick wasn't the only one trying to take a shot at him all at once. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be interesting. I just want to see if he's just gonna move forward, and move past it, which I think he should. He seems like he has too. Like he be chilling, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
me and my wife, we be cracking up. One of our favorite videos is forgot whose stream he was on. He was on somebody's stream. And this guy was just like, he was like, yeah, you know what's going on. We on that gang stuff, blah blah blah. And Drake was just like, no, actually, having a pretty wholesome Christmas, if we're being honest. Like, like Drake be funny. So I'd be like, yo, I think he's chilling now. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's
Um,
almost 40, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, man, our goats are getting old, bro. J. Cole, I seeing him with
Yeah.
gray in his beard or like gray in his hair, it's just like does
dude.
something to me, man.
I know. That's why I was like, bro, like, oh my god, like, yeah. Ever since he dropped his last album, I'm like, I know he's done dropping his own solo projects. Now it's gonna be about like doing producing and all that stuff. So I'm happy for him. I'm just like, dang. It's like, dang, I'm sad he's done, but I'm happy he's done. He's ended on a strong note, in my opinion. So
No, I was gonna say I think like the way Cole is like shifted out of his solo career, I think a lot of artists would like I think that's the goal at some point is to like go out on a high note versus like, just each album progressively, doing performing less and less. I think going out the way Cole went out is like ideally how everyone would like to go out. And then doing like, just fun stuff on the side.
for sure.
Yeah, like right off into the sunset.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I feel you. That's why I was like, yeah, I think he has the ideal career. Some rappers don't know when to retire. You know what I mean? Or like they're like, some people don't know when it's good. Like there's some
Yeah.
people who know. And I'm not throwing no digs at Eminem because Eminem at this point he makes music for fun. He makes it for himself. He really doesn't care.
100%. You
Like
could
he's
tell. Yeah.
yeah, he definitely doesn't care about breaking any kind of records or doing anything like that anymore. But yeah, there's people
Mm-hmm.
who just don't know how to retire, bro. They're just still out here, and I'm like, bro, you can retire, dude. You've been doing
Mm-hmm.
this for way too long. You don't have to keep doing this. Like, yeah, like you good, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but some people want to keep it going. They got more gas in the tank. Some people start later too, in their rap careers. Shoot, I think JID's like 35. I hope I'm not wrong, but he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I would say JID had a whole adult career, a whole adult life before he really picked up rapping. Like went to college, and did his thing, and he was like in his 30s, early 30s when he started rapping, or he really got signed to Dreamville
Mm-hmm.
and he did his thing. And then you have like
Yeah.
Griselda, West Gun, Conway, Benny. They're like 40.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I think
yeah, they're
even
like
like
40
Fabio
or
Foreign.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Fabio
Mm-hmm.
Foreign, dude. Like, there's people who start a little bit later. They just
Yeah.
have means they're gonna have a little bit of shorter span career, but that's why I like Griselda because they at least they drop like 3 albums a year, so they're like, fuck it, we'll get all the stuff we need out now. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
right.
we'll get all our
Yeah.
stuff out. So like we can at least say that we've had a whole career's worth in a short amount of time. So like you know, it works out. It works out.
Yeah. So, Aaron, you probably heard this one too. Carlos, you probably heard of it too. I don't know if y'all remember Second Round Knockout by Cannabis.
I don't think I
Oh
heard that one.
yeah, I remember
Bro,
Canada. Yeah,
that
this
shit.
is the Eminem one, right? Eminem beef.
You said what?
Is that the Eminem beef?
Nah, it was with LL Cool J.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
I was beefing
right.
with LL
Okay,
Cool
yeah,
J.
yeah, there we go. Oh my
Bro,
goodness. Yeah,
I'll never forget the first time. The video was hard with him, like as a boxer, and then they had the mic just come
mhm,
down, and he's just like just spitting into it, you know.
yeah.
I remember like the one part of the I think it's like the second verse. It never leaves my mind. He was like, "Kick you in the groin, stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your first, second, and third born." And bro, like the way he like which just went on that song was just crazy. And he had Mike Tyson
Yeah.
in it too.
You know how Eminem
You
is.
talking about
Yeah,
this one?
He, yeah,
yeah,
he always put a
yeah.
stop to everything. Yeah, I was gonna say I remember when he dissed Ja Rule and they were making fun of the I think it
Mm-hmm.
was Ja Rule and Limp Bizkit and they were making fun about how I forgot which one it was had a heart condition, bro. He used to crack up about his heart condition, bro. I was like, y'all are
Not Limp
crazy. For,
Bizkit.
The game
yeah,
is so ruthless.
yeah, they are, bro. You want to talk about
Oh
another
my
ruthless?
god.
Another ruthless dude was it Meek Mill
Yeah.
and what was that? Oh, what's that rapper Cassidy? When him and Cassidy had
Yes.
Mm.
beef, Meek Mill straight up said he said when you got in the car accident and I found out you lived, I got mad. He's like, what? What do you? He was like, yo, you're mad, yo, like,
Yo,
whoa,
you
Dog,
know that
yo.
meme? That dude is like in a trench coat at the funeral and he's like, I just came to make sure my haters died.
that's Meek Mill, bro.
It's
That's
me, bro. What?
Yo, yeah,
That's
dude,
crazy.
I got
dog.
real tears
I'll
right
never,
now.
dog. I'll never forget that. And I remember that because
Uh,
When Ja Rule and M had their beef, it was bad because was it
yeah.
Eminem was part of D12, so he had like some of the hardest rappers, like in a group. Like we're gonna get on him,
Yeah.
and Ja Rule had the nerve to make that freestyle where he basically was saying he was like
Oh my
he was basically
gosh.
saying he was like your baby mama's a drug addict and or
Yeah.
no, she's a prostitute and you're a drug addict, so I don't know
Yeah.
what your daughter's gonna be when she grows up. I said that's the last thing you tell
Yeah.
Eminem is start talking about his child, bro. Why would you do that?
Bro.
Why,
Yeah.
why would you do that? Why would you
Solidified
do
the ending right there.
yeah. Oh yeah, bro. That's why I was like, literally, you said the right thing. You said the right and the wrong thing at the same time. But yeah, that Eminem rap beef, especially Eminem rap beef, him and Kendrick's is kind of
Yeah.
deadly. You got to be careful, bro. He will. You got a couple of people
Yeah.
who will literally end your whole thing. They'll end you. They'll make you look back. Because now we got people. Now I'm over here looking grown, not grown self, defending Drake to randoms on the internet because now they want to act like Drake don't know how to make good music. Like, come on, bro. Like, you see the effect of what Kendrick did? I'm over here having to defend Drake. You
Yeah.
know how bad that like in the sense of like, you know how bad that is? I have to sit here and tell people like, hey, Drake was good. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I shouldn't have to tell you that
Yeah.
Drake was good, bro. Like, y'all are crazy, bro. Like, yeah, Kendrick,
Yo,
Pusha T, and Eminem. They put nails in the
yeah.
coffin, bro. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Mm-mm-mm.
crazy because like Hove lost to Nas, but no one ever went back to say like or try and discredit like Nas or Hove's like career after the fact.
Eh, You know,
You know?
and that's really what it was. It really was weird. I think really what it was is because Nas, even though Nas is one of the most prolific and probably more poppin' rappers out like ever, like a legend, like people still dispute him as a legend. I feel like at the time they still
Mm-hmm.
was like not giving him the credit he was due. They just was like, yeah,
Yeah.
well, Jay, yeah, like there was something. There's like it's weird, like it's almost like it's like a LeBron James Kevin Durant debate where you have like two people who are like
Mm.
probably the best. They were the best in their prime, like the best hooper you've ever seen in your
Yeah.
life. But one of them already has all the like promotion and all the how I say it, like he already has the media attention. He's
Oh, the
the guy, the
accolades, yeah.
chosen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like Nas
Yeah.
got Kevin Durant. Where like if you watch the games, KD's up there, right there with LeBron when they were in their prime. Like they were
Right.
both,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But like LeBron's the one that you hear on the promos. LeBron's the one you hear in conversations, just like Jay-Z. Like it's just like one of those things where like
Yeah.
Nas just gets written off. Now people give him his respect and his flowers, which I love. But
Yeah.
like
Now.
you're right,
Yeah.
like yeah, now yeah, it's a now thing.
It's
Like
it's
so
probably the way
yeah,
Rockefeller marketed it, like its whole thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%, dude. Dame Dash was no joke, bro. That's what I'm saying. They definitely just kind of like pushed it forward. They're like, anyways, because also
Yeah.
Jay-Z was the one retiring after rap in like the early 2000s and coming back like Michael Jordan. Like they gave him the promotional like flair to make him look like he's just like he was him. You know what I mean? When you get that like early on, you
Yeah.
get yeah,
You got,
you get pushed on, but yeah, yeah.
you got the
But
album, you
you're
got the
right.
Rockaware.
Yeah, whew. I used to have Rockaware. I remember one time, was that senior year, I went to Goodwill, bro. They had a big old blue
Yeah.
Rockaware jacket, dude. I got that for $20, bro.
Oh,
I gotta find
easy.
a fit, bro. Dude, it was
Easy.
so clean. It was a 3X,
Yeah.
like it was a 3X puffer jacket that said Rockaware and
Yeah.
brown on across the thing, bro. I used to wear that, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now, dog. I look like I was in the movie Juice. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing,
Yeah.
man. I was like, yeah. That was crazy, bro.
It was complex. They posted basically the, top, it was like top 25 non-rap albums by rappers, and there was a good list in there, and I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinions on what like you have in mind and like what sticks out to you, because I know there's a couple in my head that I'm like, okay, like this one was good, but yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, what do you guys think about the top 25? Or not even, they don't got to be 25, but like, your top three, top five albums that are by rappers but are not rap, if that makes sense.
For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yo,
You know,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I don't really think I ever heard any like crossover albums like that, like that. Like I probably think I've given like certain ones like a quick spin, but I don't think I ever really
Mhm.
like one actually like sat with me. At least that I could think of. I think the only one really probably would have been like Wayne with the Rebirth. Chorus through maybe well, I think the Three Stacks album. Um, but yeah, I don't think anything that I really like revisited heavy like that. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, I gotta put you on. So I'm gonna send you a couple after this
Oh,
Y-
episode's over.
so,
There's a lot of good
y-
ones.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
there's some good ones.
whatever y'all got for me and the fans, man. Put us on right now. This is free game right here. There's no
You
gatekeeping.
read
Free game.
you read my
Free
mind, bro. You
game.
read my mind. What are your top three, top five?
Yeah, I think so. First, so I'll just go from five, countdown from 5 to 1 in my opinion. Number five, number five, I think is gonna be Saint Elsewhere by Gnarles Barkley. A lot of people actually know this
Mm.
album or at least a song off of it. It's CeeLo Green. I can't remember the producer's name. Dang, I'm embarrassed. But no, it basically was him and another producer. They did an alternative album. They done a couple. They just released a new one. I think like a
What's the name
couple
of the
months
album?
ago. It's called Saint Elsewhere. It's by
Saint Elsewhere.
yeah, Saint
I'm about to
Elsewhere.
give you the producer right now.
Yeah, has the song Crazy on there.
Is it Danger Mouse?
No, that actually no. Oh yeah, Danger Mouse. Yeah, that's the producer. Yeah, that's the guy. Danger Mouse done a lot of projects with other rappers too. He did one with MF Doom. I was gonna say Danger Mouse is a good producer, but they did this album. They had a song called Crazy back in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does that make me crazy? You know that song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. That joint, yeah. So that song is probably one of my favorite, like up there in my favorite just records in general. Love that song. CeeLo Green had amazing vocals on it, and then he actually funny enough, that beat was the sample for it was from the original Django Western movie. That's the song
Oh
Oh
they
wow.
shit.
used, and they used it, yeah, and they chopped it up. And if you watch
Mm-hmm.
Django Unchained, they use the same song in there in the beginning. But
That's
yeah, so they
crazy.
say, yeah, love that record. But that album's really good. It's different. It's out there. Number four, I will say Neon Sharks by Trippie Redd. He had what's his name,
Mm,
Travis Barker, do the drums for it, and it was all turned
Oh,
up like a metal album, like a rock album.
yeah.
And yeah, that I remember when it came out, I was really into it, really liked it. So shoot, I think I spent like $300 on merch when that album came out, dude. It was embarrassing how much I wanted
that's
to do it.
crazy.
Dude. I really liked it, dog. That was my stuff. So we got Neon Shark number three, Igor, Tyler the Creator, classic album. That's doesn't have much to
Classic, classic.
explain. Classic album,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
really, really good. Number two, I'll say "Awaken My Love," Childish Gambino.
That's a good
Love,
one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's easily probably that's up there in one of my favorite albums of all time as well. Love that. And then number one, I'll say "808s and Heartbreak" by Kanye.
Oh, how did I not think of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
There you
See, look,
go.
Carlos, see, that's ball right there. That's some real
Yeah.
ball knowledge. I'm telling you right now.
Had to
Yeah,
pull it
"Awaken My
out real
Love."
quick.
I
Don't play with
remember.
me.
Yeah, right, dude. Because I remember when we were seniors in high school. I remember when he dropped the first song. What was that "Me and Your Mama" before he did? Before he did.
Yes.
Yeah, like I remember hearing that, and I was like, "Yo, this isn't rap." I was like, "Yo, what the heck?" I was like, "Yo, this man not rapping." And then
Yo,
I
that
listened to the
beat
whole
switch did
album.
something to me.
Yes. Oh, dude, the beat switch
The
is dude.
Mm.
Love that.
dun,
Yeah.
dun. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So good, bro. So yeah, "Awaken My Love."
Mm-hmm.
I love that. There's a video out there of him are showing us how he and what was that Ludwig Göransson. I can't get his last name right. He's in a lot of stuff. He does a lot of production and stuff. But how him and Ludwig, or however you say his name, how they produced Redbone. They did everything from scratch, and like with the instruments and all
Mm.
that stuff in the studio. So he showed how he did that. But really good album. But yeah, and then yeah, of course, 808s and Heartbreaks number one. That's classico right there. That one right there is probably it's up there. It's debatably some people's like number one Kanye album ever. So
It's a fact.
it's a good. It's good. But yeah, that's
Those
my
are
five.
good, bro. Those are some solid ones.
Yeah, but you, Carlos.
Um, I got a couple. These are not specifically in order. But I just want to throw two honorable mentions on there. This one's not technically an album, but this is just one of those songs that, like, when you hear it, it just reminds you of just, I don't know, for me personally, it just reminds you of like summertime.
Mm-hmm.
The Thrill, Wiz Khalifa and the Empire Sun.
Okay.
Mm.
You guys know that one?
I
Mm-mm.
don't think I have.
I think, bro, if you listen to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's the Walking on a Dream, but then it's like Wiz Khalifa rapping on it.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah, you know
yes. I
what?
know, I know, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
And then
That's,
my
I was gonna say.
second honorable mention, technically, this is considered rap, but it's by a non-rapper, so I don't know if that kind of counts. But John Cena's "You Can't See Me" album from 2006. If you guys have not heard that, bro, I recommend you guys go bump it. It's very like exactly like what it sounds like, very early 2000s. It's just like him and his bag. There's a
mm-hmm.
couple of songs on there that I want to show or talk to you guys about. That if you're gonna go listen to it, this is the couple of songs that I would recommend. So go listen to "Right Now." Literally, just type in "Right Now" by John Cena. That one, and
Mm-hmm.
where's it at? Uh, Where's the other one? Oh, Just Another Day. Just Another Day is my favorite song on that album.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminds me of a summer night. You're just riding in the whip and you're just listening to that song. Those are my two
Real
honorable
smooth.
mentions, but yeah, real smooth. As far as like albums go, definitely, honestly, Nevermind by Drake is on there.
Mm.
When that album first got announced, bro, I thought it was gonna be like some petty like album. I don't know, like I just thought it was gonna be a bunch of like hip hop, and I was like, because of the title, was like, honestly, Nevermind. That's what just came to mind. But when I heard it and I heard that it was house, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, just like everybody else, I was like, man, like what is this? Like Drake, like what are we doing? And then
Mm-hmm.
listening to it a year later, I can honestly see like, okay, like this, like he was actually cooking with this one. It's just not a lot of people were used to him doing house music, let alone, one of the biggest rap artists in the world. So that one for me is definitely in my top five. Rebirth, like you said, James by Lil Wayne. Something about Wayne with an electric guitar is just, I don't know. It was a special album for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this one is it's technically MacMiller, but his alter ego, Larry Lovestein. I don't know if you guys know of Larry Lovestein,
Jazz
but
album,
they,
the
Yeah.
jazz one. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
bro,
There you go. Yep.
that album, R.I.P. Mac Miller, but that album was solid, bro. I love jazz music. Just something about it is, especially like the fact that Mac Miller did it. I was like, you're telling me Mac Miller made a jazz album? I had to go listen to it. Um, what is that? Three now. Number four is Alone at Prom by Tory Lanez. That album, man,
Mm.
the 80s synths, everything about the album was perfect. And my last one is um, Giancarlo's Monica, bro. I really like that album. It's still
Mm-hmm.
bumping in my rotation to this day. It's just it's smooth. It's very like you know I don't know how to describe it, but I love that album. It feels like I don't know if I told you guys in the last episode. It feels like I'm sitting in a coffee shop in the early 2000s and just chilling, reading the newspaper or whatever it is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, those are my top five. Um, if you are listening on the YouTube, whatever it is, we're gonna link them down in the description, so you can listen to all these albums in the descriptions. And then again, the playlist is gonna be probably released on Spotify, Apple Music, or both, wherever you get your music from. And that'll be tagged in the Instagram page, so it'll be easy to find. But, yeah, man, those are my top five.
It was
There we
solid. Yeah,
go.
yeah, those Jones are solid. I was gonna say my only comment would be about the Drake one. Honestly, never mind. I really liked that album. You know what? It was low key missing, in my personal opinion, was some features. That's the only thing I. That's the only thing I feel like
Oh
was
yeah.
missing. But like I mean, like getting WizKid or Thames on there would have been cool, at least on one
Yeah,
song. You know what I mean? But like
I
he did good. But that album was that was international bag. That was not for the
yeah,
American audience because people just did not like it. I liked it. It's just people were like, I don't like it. I was like, yeah, because it ain't for y'all. Like, it's for folks outside the country who listen to like music that listen to club music that like to hang out, that like to vibe out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely for the international bag album. It was a good album. Like I said, of course, but I'm also that way about him getting features only because of what was that More Life. More Life kind of spoiled me with that with Georgia Smith on it and
oh yeah.
yeah, and like and like you get that vibe. Like, but Passion Fruit proves he could do that kind of stuff anyways. So it's
I
it's
agree with
good.
you, bro. I think it would have been cool. Not thinking about it, I think it would have been cool if he had some features on there. But I think it would have been better if he had like some house known artists or like some of the EDM world, like Steve Aoki, um,
Yeah.
Fisher. Those kinds of artists. I
Yeah.
think it would have probably made a little bit of noise.
Yeah, 100%. It would for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good album for what it was. I think he just tried to go at it alone, which is not a problem. It's just that over here in America, folks are so finicky with stuff. They're just so
Yeah,
like they like things a certain way because when it goes out the status quo and it's something they're not used to, they feel like they shouldn't be bothered with it. But it was a good project.
like Drake said, man.
Absolutely.
What do you say? He said we got the hood saying, "Why the fuck you making techno or something like that?"
Yeah. Like yes, I was like, bro, yeah, like that's why I was like, yeah. At the end of the day, bro, he's an international artist, so if it his repertoire just fine. Yeah, had just two little honorable mentions I didn't bring up that I was just gonna put out
Oh
there,
yeah.
but Lil Yachty's "Let's Start Here" psychedelic album.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That was a good one.
it was good. I liked it. I liked that he did something different. It was refreshing for that. So that one was good because yeah, he worked with some of the folks from Pink Floyd as well. So like you know what I mean? Like he did his research. He worked with people to try to get a good sound going. So it's definitely worth the spin. And then the other one is Future's Hendrix album.
Mm.
Oh, solid album. Solid album.
Well, all good things must come to an end, bro. And that's a wrap for episode number 4. Um, Again, bro, we got, all the albums that we talked about in this podcast, all the songs we talked about in this podcast. We'll link them down in the description. And, like I said, the non-rap albums by rappers, we're going to come up with a little playlist for you guys. Release on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music from. Tidal, fuck. But yeah, man, we just want you guys to be more, what's the word, more induced into our world, and if you guys have music that you want to put us on, don't really matter what it is, send it our way. Shoot a DM in the shoot a DM on the page. Again, if you've been listening to this podcast for 4 episodes, for 3 episodes, thank you so much. You guys don't know how much it means to have your support. But with that being said, man, that's a wrap for the record, episode number 4. Deuces.